And we've even seen, I think, it was FlyQuest actually, I think, that played Seraphine as the bot lane farmer. So certainly can be very flexible in that regard. So nice to see Dignitas picking up the champion here. Kaisa, though, continues to be the premier bot laner, I guess, with excluding Seraphine, if you want to consider her like that. So Rell Kaisa, very powerful. We've seen Kaisa with just about any form of CC looks good. There's the Alistar going to be picked up for Aphromoo. So may indeed indicate either mid or farming this time around. It doesn't look like Aphromoo is going to be the one on the Seraphine.
Yeah, we were just talking about keep your eyes on this bottom lane. Neo's playing so aggressively. He might be on Seraphine. You still can play aggressively on Seraphine. Go for some poke, but could be the case there. And it's funny, doing it against FlyQuest. They're the ones. They've got 4 games of Seraphine. They have been the main Seraphine team in the league. Soligo, though, going to be a standard carry for them with the blind pick Azir. Plenty of options open here for Palafox. Honestly, you could go, and I would like to see him go for a melee carry, try and put some more pressure on Azir. But you can just, go the standard, see either Zoe or even Corki, as much as Azir Corki is a meme and people don't like watching it. I at least like following package timings. Definitely adds something to the game. There's a Hecarim we mentioned for Jose, though. This time around, he won't have as much healing and shielding to boost him up. So maybe it's actually something more like an Orianna for Palafox to combo with the Hecarim engage there. You usually want some shield, heal, or speed to go along with your Hecarim for competitive, because it's not the same as solo queue where Hecarim can just get turbo fed and be a one-man juggernaut. It feels like you always do need a little bit of help.
Yeah, players don't extend quite as far than they do in solo queue, where Hecarim has a much easier time picking people off. Graves, they're going to be banned away. Dardoch actually going to lose more standard jungler, but as we know, he's got plenty to pick from. Sylas, kind of a cool one, though. I think with how powerful Seraphine ulti is, the ability to steal it is similarly powerful, so denying that option there, which could have been a pick potentially for Palafox in the mid lane, or of course for Licorice in top. Kindred also going to get banned away from Dardoch, and one more ban there for Dig here. I like your call about wanting to play melee AD in Azir. I think with like control meters and Verdant Barrier being everywhere, just like working around the Verdant by picking someone that uses AD is maybe something players will look to, but without Yone, I don't think there's many AD mid laners that people are happy to play, especially when you have a jungle like Hecarim already lined up. So we'll see. Yeah. I'm guessing maybe something more standard, as Syndra is going to be banned away at least.
Yeah, kind of agree there. I mean, I was gonna say, I know Palafox really did like when Lucian was played a whole lot, but I honestly don't see that happening with this composition right now.
Oh no!
And we have a decent chance of the other ones I mentioned.
All right, well, we'll see. Hovering over Corki at least briefly.
Shields and speed, Pastry.
I mean, yeah,
match
good.
Made in heaven there for Hecarim.
Not about the 1v1 now. It's about pushing the wave and helping out your jungler. It's probably going to be true for both sides as we finally get to see what Dardoch has lined up here. Dignitas are going to have to finish their job. Hey, there's Jarvan.
Right. See, he doesn't have to go to like the crazy champions. These are just a little bit fringe. Jarvan right now is actually also on the rise. So good for team fighting. Definitely can actually create terrain for Gnar to get Gnar ultimates on. If you Cataclysm while you have FakeGod timing his Rage for his Gnar, that can be a combo in itself. And they've got so many options for their engage. So much crowd control here on the side of Dignitas. Every single member bringing some form of crowd control to it. And we lock in a last little bit of a carry here for Licorice. Gangplank damage on the top side into the Gnar as well. I like it.
Yeah, I was reminded, though, that Aurelia is a champion you could pick in these spots in mid lane. Certainly something Palafox can play, as Licorice did, I think, at least consider it as a counter pick to the Gnar. But it's going to take GP here instead. I feel like when you can safely take Gangplank, top lane is proficient on the champion, you just get so much value because Gangplank's just like very good in lane and also very good as the game goes on. So not a whole lot to lose there when you pick up GP, but at least wanted to ensure that the matchup was going to be okay, as FakeGod already blind picked Gnar, so Licorice feeling comfy here to pick GP.
And it does give you, dive bottom options. Like this looks pretty good for bottom lane pressure for FlyQuest. Gangplank ultimate, Hecarim going down there. You have the Rell into the Alistar Seraphine, and that is not a strong early lane for Alistar Seraphine. It's mostly damage control. So I want to see if FlyQuest can punish. Maybe they open up a pain point down there, or they use that pressure to start stacking some dragons.
All right, we'll have to see. I do appreciate that Dardoch is continuing to play different junglers, though.
Number 11!
Number 11. I mean, but, again, he's the kind of player that does keep on keep on jungle trend like very aggressively. So if Jarvan is a champion that's on the rise, I would sure Dardoch has already been experimenting with that in games in solo queue. Am I safe to assume, Kobe, that Jarvan is still kind of the gank heavy jungler that he's always been? Because I mean, in the world of hard farming junglers, Jarvan does not leap to mind.
It is Dardoch, so we could leave damage Jarvan open, but I would expect him to be the full tank Jarvan that you most commonly see, like LPL and stuff like that, where he's setting up for these team fights, using Cataclysm, using the engage to set up for the Gnar, for the follow-up for the team. That being said, Jarvan, just by nature of the kit, has early pressure because EQ is such an effective ganking tool, gives you so much range. It still serves as that, even if you do go the more tanky build route.
Yeah, no Doom Jacuzzi, Malzahar not to be seen this time around, but like with the Gnar and also just with like, again, how good Seraphine ult is in any sort of team fight, there could be some really spicy setups here on the Dig side as far as card control goes. As you mentioned, every single one of their lanes has something, which I think if you're playing potentially a jungle that can gank nice and early, has to feel pretty good. So we'll see how the game shakes out. Dignitas looking for win number 5. FlyQuest, we're going to try and take down a rising Dignitas who have been looking pretty good, actually, and surprisingly good in the early weeks of the LCS. And Dardoch continuing to at least appease us by picking different junglers every game.
I love hearing from the players after these games, too, on the side of Dignitas. They seem to have such a good atmosphere with all these members really coming together pretty quickly and building up synergy. Nice, auto attacks off. They get the kill on the ward. Gold plus experience for the bottom lane. But all of the Dig members have had really positive things to say as far as the team trusting in them, the direction. Once they get into games, you see Aphromoo just stretching out there too. They are not stressing over these games. They're coming in loose and relaxed, and it is definitely paying off for them. Let's see if Dardoch does anything interesting in the early phases, though. Generally, you'll just want to see red pickups there for Jarvan. It's one of the champions that has so many options as far as early ganking once you get your red. Trying to defend here against a possible Raptor steal. Yeah,
predicting this invade very nicely. Dardoch here, but again, there's no EQ combo, so instead it's just going to be a fight on for the Raptors. A full-on 4v4 for the jungle camp, but Aphro finds 2 with the pulverizer. Soligo is the one that's roamed around. JoseDeodo, no flash, just ghost. He's dead.
Pastry, we saw this last weekend. You come at Dardoch, you invade Dardoch's jungle, you best believe the entire Dignitas army is going to rise up against you. Again, they have everybody on the team waiting for this invade. Jose gets his hand caught in the chicken jar here, stealing away the Raptors. Aphromoo just snaps it shut. There's no flash on Hecarim. Oh my goodness. Aphromoo doesn't let it happen. Immediately flashes in, punishes Jose. They get the kill onto the Hecarim. First blood over to FakeGod, so he doesn't even feel that bad about sticking around with the team and then using his teleport up to the top side. Yeah, he didn't actually get to spend his gold, so it doesn't help his lane right now, but he does have the first blood money, does have the secured start for his Jarvan, for his jungler, and that means a lot because Dardoch Jarvan is already looking to pay him back.
Yeah, actually, I was maybe thinking about going up topside there, but there is a ward there, which I'm assuming was communicated there. Palafox is just eating the wrong end of these trades against Azir. Soligo, very practiced on this champion. I think probably his most played champion across his career. As what would happen here? Ah, this is how he got so low.
EQ flash, maybe? That's my guess. Oh, he just walks at him. Get the EQ there. Nice. And Palafox flashes after. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Doesn't get to dodge out. I like how Dardoch, so he was very patient there. He had a really good angle on Palafox, who was trying to get back to his turret. So he just waited until he had full EQ range, waits until the extra speed from Orianna W wears off, then hits it. And once you hit that EQ plus the auto after, and your first auto gives you that % health damage for Jarvan, so it's a real big one, and you've got the red buff on him, that is just a very, very high value mid pass for Dardoch. Crosses up to the top side, finishing up on the top side, Gromp and blue buff for himself before returning to a very gank heavy path here. And Palafox, you see him hesitating, he stops his recall even behind his first turret. has to recast it, and he's going to lose out a bit more, even with teleport.
All right, well, hold my breath for Diamond there for a second, because that recall was just barely in time to not get himself killed, as Palafox is going to TP back to the mid lane. Soligo pushing it in. Thanks to that early help from his jungler, Palafox, as you mentioned, does feel a lot of pressure to play ultra safe without his flash, and now without his teleport, as Azir is probably going to do the same here, although Soligo does have the luxury of walking back in if he wants to preserve that TP for a future time. In the top side, though, it's FakeGod getting that grass proc tier up against Licorice, feeling just fine here in the 1v1, as Soligo has indeed TP'd back in, and now going to try and push the wave in and harass Palafox as often as he can.
Do you think that teams are so frequently invading Dignitas, invading Dardoch because of the jungle challenge extra attention? Soligo should be able to get out.
Yeah, zoomed back there, but he's going to get hit up. Will be forced to flash, so good work there from JoseDeodo to force that to happen. Also, Diamond's moved up here, so it could be a potential dive. The wave not that big, but Hex Flash in. Diamond level 2 trying to make it happen, but Soligo is not going to be caught by that one.
Yeah, nice little attempt here. I like the mid push to get the flashback at least, and also let Palafox push this one out. Gets his reset off. He's got a control ward in bottom side river, so feeling so much better about the state of mid lane rather than leaving it hanging there after the early Jarvan gank. Jose's been very good too with Hecarim on a lot of these E's, getting just past his target to be able to push them back into a dangerous position and force summoner spells from them. Meanwhile, FakeGod, after the first blood, checking back in, full control, has actually drained Licorice of all resources. No health or mana left, although he had one more biscuit he could try and rely on. Just goes for the recall because he's got Sheen money.
You're going to have to TP back here, but that should be fine. FakeGod just throws a clock at him. And is maybe going to just look to push this wave a little bit further in, but doesn't know where the enemy jungler is. We know that JoseDeodo was up here. He did recall. In fact, Dardoch was potentially going to threaten a dive on the Licorice, but they didn't go for it here. Instead, I'll just back off and continue laning up. Licorice, of course, feeling good with his Sheen finish, because Gnar can't really win with just a Doran shield. It's not a particularly interesting 1v1, as Diamond is trying to guard the Scuttle Crab, as both supports actually hanging out in the river, just having a little party.
The double horsies going after the Scuttle Crab. Which one's which? They're both wearing pink skins, too.
Aphro going in again. Ooh, Dardoch, big damage on JoseDeodo. There's the stun landing in from the trample, and Dardoch flashing in for the Q. The smite is actually maybe enough to save JoseDeodo, and now Neo trying to find it aggressive with the Seraphine, but doesn't get it. A shockwave finds another there for Palafox, as he does move Dardoch in, but the ulti out of Soligo is going to save his teammate, but can he himself live, as now he'll glide over the wall and indeed be safe, as Diamond maybe going to find more here. Aphromoo has led them towards the recalling Dardoch, mounting up on top. Johnsun with the ulti is going to get the kills. The last auto does find Aphromoo. Now Dardoch moving back in, getting so aggressive, trying to find a trade kill, but it's just his life that he throws into the trash as FlyQuest pick up 2.
And this time around, it's FlyQuest that have the cavalry arriving to actually save the cavalry itself. Diamond jumps back in, doesn't want to let... Oh, wait, snipe!
Oh, just barely missing.
Close, all right. Yeah, he doesn't want to let Jose go down there in that pick. He turns it right back around. Jose heads up play. Still has smite. Oh no, it's still coming up. Look at this cooldown on it. Maybe that's the bugged observer cooldown. But here it is. Diamond jumps back in. Jose runs straight for the crab, gets the heal off that, runs right back through. They have Gangplank ultimate, as we said from Champion Select, making room on these bottom plays. And even with Soligo coming down to part the waters here on Azir ultimate, they still pick up the Seraphine kill. And then it's just the tenacity here. They just keep on going with the play. They don't give up on it. Johnsun's ready to flash in there too, and these are two of the younger guys on the team. He hit level 6 off of the earlier kill into River, levels up his ultimate, joins his bottom lane teammate, and FlyQuest strike back in a pretty big way.
Yeah, up about 1,000 gold at the end of that play. Gonna have a first shot at this dragon as well by the looks of things. So the teams are back in the area. This is just where we were, where everybody got killed. There's a blue ward in the back of the pit, though, for Dig, so they do have eyes on this dragon, so FlyQuest can't just walk in and try and take it. So it looks like things are going to return to relative normalcy. FakeGod in onto Licorice. There's Dardoch here again. He's level 6 this time, though. There's the flash, and there is going to be enough space to get Licorice out of there.
All right, what about this Rift Trail then? Because they just chunked out Licorice really heavily. And he's sitting pretty low on resources as well. They have the early recall, though. If you look at the mini-map, their bottom lane is arriving first. Seraphine a little bit slow, but trailing.
Everybody spotted, though, by Dardoch using the plant, but Diamond has the angle. Dignitas looks like they want to force a full-on fight here. Need to wait for Seraphine, no, as there's the ulti there from Rell. Orianna does clip on with a shock, but there's JoseDeodo taking out Dardoch as Seraphine ulti over the wall. Charms on the 3, Soligo moves in for the sweep, finds 4 with the scoop. And now Palafox about to transform, FakeGod about to transform once again as Palafox will indeed fall down to Soligo and Dignitas. They set up the fight, they wait for Neo, and they collect 3 as Johnsun going to be the last one left. There's the triple kill that Soligo wanted and does collect.
I think that's going to be the last of them. Maybe FakeGod goes down here once he transforms back into Mini. Nice slow.
Ooh, crunch, but no follow-up there because you're big Gnar, not mini Gnar. But Licorice are going to dance back in. Diamond now looking for the dive, mounts up. FakeGod is going to get GP ulti, but he's safe. Dardoch hits W like that'll save his teammate, but he's in over the wall instead as Neo's actually up here. This could be the extended ace potentially for Dignitas. Licorice is going to fall. Aphromoo's going to CC up Diamond, and there's the 4th. That's going to be the 5th, and it's not going to be on the scoreboard, but that is technically an ace.
That lasted long enough for Dardoch, the first person killed in that skirmish, to come back, PastryTime. So he made the full rotation to Fountain and back. Look at this, FlyQuest, they use everything on Dardoch. It's just the Shockwave plus the Rell engage, boom, they pop him. But it is a big charm into Azir sweep from Soligo. He hits every single member, and then with FakeGod charging up the rage on Gnar, that gives them the confidence to finish it off. Soligo got the red buff off of it too, so he's able to pick that one up. Even with that E going wide, they're able to finish this kill, and now that is 3 more for the Azir. This is the worst possible outcome for FlyQuest there. When the Azir on the super heavy team fighting team gets a triple kill, things are going real bad. And then they mess up this dive onto FakeGod. Aren't able to land the crash down there, so they don't get the kill. And guess what? You've been chasing long enough, the respawn timers are up. So Dardoch comes back, Neo heads on over from up in the river, and they claim 2 more.
All right, well, the goal is going to be even at the end of that exchange. Dignitas up by a couple hundred, but not much as everything kind of settles down. But Dig will be up a kill. Feels pretty good. Moonstone done for Seraphine. Luden's done for Soligo, who is now the focal point of this mid-game for Dignitas. Certainly set up to carry. Was going to be anyway with a pick like Azir, especially with Seraphine as your bottom laner. But now Soligo's going to have an early bit of bonus goal to get that done.
Look at the whole comp. Like he's got to carry a lot of the damage. You know, team percentage of damage here for Azir is estimated to be through the roof. Everybody else has these big team fight ultimates. Lots of AoE coming from Dig, so they just want to be able to group up. They want to go to these dragons, set up a safe scenario for Soligo to really carry, and that's why when he got the triple, my eyes just got big. I was like, that is the worst scenario for FlyQuest now, because they do have assassination potential on him, but it gets really difficult to deal with the team fighting of this Dig comp, with all of them having so much zone control on it. Now they're going to funnel even more money into the Azir. I really love this from Dardoch. He comes mid just to get the 2 plates. It's not going to take an entire turret or anything, but giving over that money to Soligo funds their biggest DPS threat.
Well, good setup actually. FakeGod laying in the Licorice there, proccing that passive, but Minion Wave not big enough for the dive, even though Cataclysm is a very good tool against GP, because he of course cannot orange out of it. JoseDeodo, though, with Diamond by his side, is going to take out the Scuttle Crab. He's lining up that dragon, but it's not up for 2.5 minutes. Instead, we'll just take control of their strongest side of the map. But FakeGod starting to get in work as well. Got 40 seconds to rip down as many plates as he can. GP ult's going to thin out the way, but FakeGod already got what he wanted. Bit of bonus gold there from the tower.
Yes, sir. Starting to get some completions in, too. Jose is able to complete his Trinity Force on the side of FlyQuest, so things are still decently bright for them. Johnsun himself has 3 kills on the Kaisa and completed Kraken Slayer, so they definitely have more damage output at the moment, but there's just so much synergy in the team fighting here for Dignitas that they have to be very careful on the side of FlyQuest about their setup. They kind of need to have a really good flanking maneuver from their cavalry, which is what those units are for. In any warfare game that you've ever played, cavalry is all about flanking, all about speed, and that's what Jose and Diamond need to accomplish for FlyQuest on Summoner's Rift here. They are the ones with the big possibilities for this initiation. If you combo that into the Shockwave, FlyQuest can definitely come out with the W.
All right, well, to extend that idea, Kobe, Jarvan's got a big spear, which is pretty good against cavalry in those games. Azir's ulti, lots of spearmen leaping out there with the Emperor's Divide. So we'll see how it all interacts here, because it is going to be a lot of execution in these 5v5s that we're expecting as we approach the middle section of the mid game. Minute now to that dragon is up. FlyQuest already with one, but it's going to be a pretty slow soul this game because the first Drake was taken so late. Doesn't seem like either team is really panicking for now. Dig just taking their farm advantages. They've got a couple plates here. They've been pushing in some of these lanes, feeling pretty good overall. As this recall is going to be interrupted, but by who? Aphromoo again trying to bait out Diamond, but Diamond's just going to walk away. Aphromoo going to start the combo, though. Oh, he interrupts the W, actually. So now Neo going to keep working, but not a whole lot of damage without some help. Here's JoseDeodo in. Now Diamond is going to have to flash, but he's going to get Cataclysm there. Neo with the ulti in. Does find the Thomas. JoseDeodo maybe went a little too far, but Aphromoo is going to get out as everyone's TPing down to the bottom side. It's like Power Rangers moving in to kill the monster. Now Licorice going to have to flash out of there as FakeGod looking to go big Gnar under the tower. Dignitas are going to find this kill. Surely there's a massive Gnar. Finds 3 into the wall. Empress Divide scoops them back, and Dignitas two away, excuse me, from claiming the 8th. It's just the 2 horses left alive, but the cavalry is not here this time, Kobe. It's Dignitas in bottom lane.
Dignitas win, the Power Rangers win, Megazord is down! Oh, they've done it, PastryTime. Even with Neo and Aphro not having big damage output, not landing that E initially onto Diamond, the rest of the team arriving. And again, once you have this squad built up with all these synergies, it is going to be overwhelming. Dardoch hits the Stride Breaker into Cataclysm Ultimate, and they barely finish off the kill because they haven't had their main DPS arrive yet. But then everybody in the bottom lane, Shockwave is flashed away from. So one of the biggest teamfight tools here for FlyQuest doesn't get anything, and FakeGod makes his flash count. That Gnar, baby, that was a huge Gnar into the wall. He does not even go down to the tower shot afterwards. FakeGod, seeing his name in lights here in the LCS after he's put so much time and work into Academy, into this league over the years, you know, making his appearances on 100 Thieves, doing his time. Now, with his full starter spot, really making himself heard.
All right, well, Dig will find themselves almost 3,000 gold ahead. They got the Drake as well, so it's going to be Cloud Rift and Cloud Soul for this game. But definitely nice for Dig to even up the Dragons there, just again to make sure that nothing gets out of hand in that department. And now they can focus their attention to this top lane outer tower, which is already pretty low thanks to FakeGod's earlier times in lane. But looks like we are going to be swapping people up to the top side of the map. There is a second Rift Trail to take as well, so plenty to still play for here. But FlyQuest is going to find themselves on the back foot as they approach the 20-minute section of this game.
A Stride Breaker, by the way, currently my favorite bruiser item.
It's a fun one.
After they nerfed Gore Drinker, of course, because initially that was by far the king. But once you nerf the Gore Drinker, you get to actually see the value of the Stride Breaker stats they've got in it. And since the active actually scales so well with a lot of the extra cooldown reduction, ability cooldown reduction that you're getting from a lot of these champions, it does provide very meaningful distance. Even though it feels really short the first couple times you use it, makes up a lot, and the slow is not to be underestimated. Didn't quite see if Jose stole that one away or not, but by virtue of the taunt there from Dardoch, I'm going to guess that he got it.
Well, Neo going to be clearing out minions here on the top side, just chilling out, stacking up that tier. We've got Nash's on the way for Soligo. Can't be too far away at this point as Dardoch is zooming around the enemy jungle in the little cloud patch. Licorice certainly is a potential target. Does not have his flash. Had to use it in the last fight. So FakeGod again continuing to just find pressure. 3-0-3 on this Gnar. Been involved in quite a number of kills, especially that last engagement. Did a lot of work to secure the back end of that fight. And Licorice just going to be zoned away from this tower. FakeGod probably going to take it here if there's no one down to help. And Soligo's even controlling mid. Got the Sun Disc up, getting the minions pushed in. Doesn't want to get clipped here by Palafox and Diamond, but should be okay as FakeGod does indeed get the second tower on the board for Dignitas.
All right, this is going to be a hard team fight to deal with. Dignitas have their fed Azir. Moonstone is online for the Seraphine. Engagement is ready with double stride breakers for frontline. And Aphromoo will soon finish his Turbo Chem tank on the Alistar. Once that happens, it is just going to be watch your sides. And honestly, even if they don't get a flank, this Dignitas squad is so tanky, they can just go straight up the middle.
Ooh, tries to strike break in there, but Diamond not going to be killed just yet. No, Soligo going to make short work of the remaining health, perhaps, as JoseDeodo does move in there. Decent move back, but the stun is good and not enough, unfortunately. Soligo just ultis JoseDeodo now on a rampage with kill number 4.
Now it's easy for Dig. Just group up on these objectives, continue to force 5-on-5. They've got plenty of options. Baron started up even on Scuttlecrab Vision here because there's not much FlyQuest can do about it. They have no smite, so it'd have to be an Orianna steal, which if you let that happen in this situation, maybe you deserve it. Palafox is heading over. Aphromoo and FakeGod are on him.
FakeGod found the catch. Kaisa is going to be stunned into the wall, but FakeGod just trying to play goalie here. Baron is low, and it should be packed up. Indeed, it will. Dignitas going to collect it, but now Aphro gets the stun onto Licorice, who's forced to orange out. And JoseDeodo still too far away for a re-engage, so Dignitas just take the Baron.
All right, they've got plenty of time to reset before the Dragon 2 Pastry because they have Baron-empowered recalls. Only 30 seconds away. Those will get you right back to base. Everybody picking up control wards as well. You love to see it. All 5 members buy 2 control wards PastryTime. That is good coaching right there. Oftentimes you'll see towards these mid stages, you know, extraneous items filling up slots or being a bit lazy with it. But every member of Dig doing their part to fight the Vision Wars as well. They know they've got this big early lead, and all you have to do is keep up those deeper wards, and they won't let it go. Top side, you do need to notify FakeGod, though, since nobody is on bottom here. That is weak side. He's going to have to play a little bit careful. Don't let FlyQuest, you know, get any extra money going for a play up there.
Does have his flash, doesn't have. Oh, does have Strikebreaker back as well, so it's probably going to be fine here. But he's playing respectfully. Doesn't even hit those minions actually. Just waits it out. Doesn't want to go angry mode because he probably needs the extra hop away. That's actually a really nice little subtlety there from FakeGod, just respecting the fact that he is on the weak side, as you mentioned. Also, Dig don't have to rush for this dragon. It was already going to be a pretty slow soul, even slower now that the first 2 drakes have been split. And they do want to maximize the power of this Baron buff here. So just sieging for now, but JoseDeodo going to rotate in as FlyQuest just want to fight. That's a 5v4, and JoseDeodo maybe going to start at Soligo. Such a good target. If you can get him, the damage is there, but he's going to be shielded up from his Q and maybe be okay. But no, Johnsun's going to surf in and take him out of Seraphine. Now counter ulti. Aphromoo is in the middle of it all, but here comes FakeGod. Palafox is already dead, and Diamond now in the middle of the enemy, but that's not where he wants to be. A great stun up by Aphro is going to give Neo the kill onto Kaisa, and now he's going to run back there and take out Licorice as he nabs the double kill, and Dignitas, despite the great angle from the Hecarim, just will not be stopped.
Yeah, they took down the Azir, but even with the main DPS down, there's so much sustain here with the Seraphine. They keep everybody else pummeling away at the members of FlyQuest who use everything to try and dive in onto Soligo. And you saw there too, on the outside, Johnsun, Kaisa ultimate in to finish off Soligo. But then, as Soligo died, he left up his Azir wall. It barred Johnsun out of the fight. So the Kaisa damage wasn't here to follow up. And then by the time the wall falls, Dig just turned immediately on him. I felt kind of bad for him. Here's initiation though. Jose finds a great angle. They didn't quite get the fall up there on the stun, but ultimate in from Kaisa finishes it off. On the bottom of your screen, the Kaisa's not there. So even though they got the first kill, it was basically a 4-on-4. And then Aphromoo, as soon as it gets through the wall, Aphromoo just says, hey, what's up to my old lane partner? Here's an Alistar combo, and you're done.
All right, well, Dragon One's picked up. Sensor is now finished for Neo, so it's really going in on the Soligo carry here. I like it. As he's busy defending 1v3 this top lane outer tower that's still standing, but of course Dignitas are reinforcing. FlyQuest gonna guess that, so time to move away as Azir actually maybe gonna look for the play. He's 2 levels ahead of Palafox. That is ridiculous.
Certainly a good place for the Emperor to be. Life is good in Shurima. They just have to group up once again, top side. They even have FakeGod pushing in on mid at the moment. As long as they don't get too close to the brush, I think they should be good.
Johnsun counter pushing there and all the way in bottom side, but no TP for this kaisa, so gonna have to come back to try and stop the assault. They've got the bottom inhib opened up as well, but not gonna take it just yet. Trying to maximize the surface area of the enemy side of the map. FlyQuest again, maybe gonna look for something, but no, ultimate is there for JoseDeodo, but not really many angles. So much vision here for Dig. Setting up on this top side of the map, but by the time FlyQuest clear it all out, the map's going to be reset again. So Dignitas being very careful, very sensible. FakeGod again isolated, but has more than enough vision here to be pushing this wave and then backing off.
Yeah, I mean, they hold all the cards right now, even with the Gnar bar probably going to time out here. Full reset for them. Everybody going to scale up so nicely. They don't have to risk any sort of comeback move being available to FlyQuest, especially with bottom inhibitor already being exposed. There's just 1 minute, 20 seconds left on the Baron, so slowly push up on your bottom side, and you can just draw FlyQuest out to you into your waiting arms of Alistar, Jarvan, and Gnar, all looking for a good turn.
Yeah, as you said.
The other bonus of Seraphine on your team is you can infinitely tank Baron too. So
true.
You can bait him out as many times as you want, Pastry.
All right, well, FlyQuest just going to scoop up what gold they can before they will be forced into action, most likely. 45 seconds or so until that Baron is up and available. Licorice is busy dealing with the bottom wave, so it does want to keep the inhibitor somewhat safe. But again, Dig moving through. All those control wards, that was, I think, 10? My math, sir. I saw a lot of 2s, which is a good sign, Kobe. Dignitas continue to have really good vision as they set up for this Baron.
Definitely love to see it, especially how it automatically lines up in the client. Scuttle Crab picked up. Baron arrives in 20 seconds, and FlyQuest, what is the plan? Honestly, maybe they just do a Hail Mary at the Baron instead of seeding it and trying to find that angle at your own towers, because even with the towers to help you defend, once they're all grouped up like that, it might be hard to actually find that initiation since you won't have any extra vision or angles to go for. So I kind of like this from FlyQuest. It's more risky, but they're trying to find them while they're separated. Here goes Jose.
Aphromoo knows what to do. Immediately kicks Rell out of there. That's going to stop, Hecarim out of there. Rell's the other one. And the backside waiting to follow up the initiation. Instead, it's JoseDeodo burning that ghost for not much. Really nice play for Aphro to keep his carry alive. And now Dignitas, they're just going to start the Baron. The plan is going forth as TP in from Azir is going to make sure this Baron DPS is massive.
They switch over to 2 Scryer Orbs. So you see there's one available right now for Johnsun, and Licorice is walking over too.
Oh, Aphro is actually going to boot Diamond in as FakeGod. What a massive Gnar! There's Jarvan over the top. It's the fight that Dig wanted, but Dardoch, he's dead. That's not a good sign for your Baron attempt as Diamond going to fall off as well, but not dead just yet as JoseDeodo dives into the backline, but Aphro finds another multi-pole as there's the shockwave. Will deny Neo, and Soligo moving over, but FakeGod is hopping on heads and taking names there as Licorice going to be the next one to fall down. It's Dignitas, despite losing their jungler around the Baron pit, still winning the team fight.
Yep, no jungler needed now for this Baron. They have chased FlyQuest back to their bases. How crazy would it be if Johnsun stole it with a W, though? Kaisa's got an angle right now. I like how they're all hugging the back of the pit. They're like, okay, just don't let the W through. Now you can see him on the minions in the mid wave, too. Now they know where it would come from. Everybody can breathe easy.
And even though they got, kind of low with the back spikes, again, Seraphine, this gives you so much tankability. And just watch as Aphro's trying to find the flanker, does find it, and then FakeGod's like, I'm in there.
He's in there. He got a great ultimate, but there's no damage to fall up initially on it. So Dardoch going in actually gets turned on. And Diamond does initially get out, but it's Aphromoo with the re-engage. And this is the benefits of having so many champions all stacked up with so much CC for them. Soligo also trailing, never gets in any danger at all because he's just at the back of the army, commanding them and marching forward. Now with Baron buff, Dignitas will look to improve to 5-2 on the day, move on up in the standings, and keep the win streak alive.
Yeah, FakeGod even like holding that wave there so they can time this push. Looking pretty good actually as Dignitas going to look to break open mid. Still have bottom open, remember, but don't need to do extra work to expose that one. FakeGod's going to push through top and should be able to take that out. That was so much damage from, I assume, a demolish-powered auto on that top side. But mid inhib's going to go down. FakeGod's going to finish off that top inhib tower, and FlyQuest just kind of have to make their stand.
Well, their base is crumbling around them. One inhibitor left. Once that goes down and you get the double stack super minions, it is lights out. So here we go. Jose's looking around. Diamond possibly could get a flash off. Soligo's far from both of them, though. So you see Soligo's positioning. I actually like it a lot. He's pushing up the minions while also staying away from the engage of FlyQuest. So now all that Dig have to do, they could honestly just stand here. With all the supers coming in and the Baron buff on it, they could just watch them.
Yeah, way more where that came from, too. All three inhibs are now down. They've still got Baron for a minute. 10 is Aphromoo. There's
Afro beats.
Afro
playing
beats.
the cowbell.
guiding the minions in. Afro loves his music, so it makes sense that he's popping the cowbell on the precipice of victory. Diamond has to try something, gets completely shut out by the Dig support. He's going to die. The rest of them are going to dive in as FakeGod's popping off. Into the backside he goes. Nas 2 in. The shockwave is nice, but not nice enough as Dignitas take out 3. Going to be looking for the Bud Light Ace. Soligo moves on in, schmoves on in, takes down Palafox, grabs the triple kill, and they celebrate by blowing up the enemy Nexus to pick up win number 5.
Dignitas keep the win streak going. Dardoch keeps the unique champions going. He's not going to stop at 11 either. He's going straight to the moon.
And Dig, just another good-looking game.
Another day in the office.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like I don't want to say easy, but just very natural for this team, right? The new players are clicking with the veteran players. Everyone's smiling. Environment's feeling good. Dardoch's like rolling dice in champ select. And Afro's playing great. I mean, looking so good alongside his new bot laner again. I like that Neo showed that like he's willing to play Seraphine. He's not just like this hyphy, like high mechanical ceiling player that wants to be aggressive. He will still manage to find angles on Seraphine and be a bit more supportive. Like it is wild to me that Dig can show so many different junglers and different looks, right? Because they don't just pick a jungler and then draft standard. They actually try and build comps around Dardoch wanting to play all these different champions. And time again, Dig just showed that, like, regardless of the comp, regardless of the jungler, they know how to play. And they can navigate a lot of different scenarios, which is really impressive for a team with a lot of newer players in it.
Yeah, and they're not even, this one wasn't even built around Dardoch. They're leaving his jungle pick to last pick. And he's like, you know what? Whatever's left, and we'll fill it in with, something that works here. So, Jarvan looks good here. Got some CC, plays into the team fight well. Spend as many jungle bans as you wish on me. It does add this kind of fun flair that you're referring to, this air of this nonchalant kind of attitude that does improve the overall, kind of attitude of the team, it feels like. And it really is showing in their play. Especially cool, like you're shouting out Aphromoo, for him to do a lot of these plays versus Johnsun, his old bottom lane partner that they were praised so much for being such a good part of Dignitas. And he's quick to turn it right back around on him.
I just like that Dardoch now has more picks than there are possible bans you could even take away from him. And I don't think Dignitas would ban away his jungler. So very impressive stuff as Dig pick up yet another win. And on the other side, we have Licorice and Aphromoo in a Verizon post-game interview. We'll see you there.